Hey guys, welcome back to some more AFK Arena. In today's video, we're taking a look at another fantastic guide by White Sushi. I will leave this linked in the description. Go get around him on Reddit. Always does fantastic work. The first thing I'm going to just jump straight down to in this one is going to be the pathing, just because I know a lot of players will know the basics from previous ones, but then we'll go back through everything. But the pathing in this one, this guide made by the credit to the guys in the bottom left, really good visual representation of it. Just go the bottom Sicilies either side, go around, you can follow that path and you can see exactly where you need to go. Like I said in my previous video, I do like this Abyssal. I think it's just going to be a lot simpler to get through and just progress through in general, because it's just a bit more streamlined in my opinion. Now, he does say on the left-hand side, left-hand players may want to go sorcery, right-hand side may want to go celerity, due to the fact of sorcery being stronger against the Nomura and the Rangers being stronger against the Odin. And also when we get to the boss, there is a split on passives there. So I don't think it's 100% necessary to get through those little bosses to have everyone on the side going for that one class, just due to the fact that normally you can beat them without everyone. So I think it's going to come down to a lot of guild cooperation, get into the first day, find out where you deployed, what kind of heroes you have, which ones you have more of or better with, and then I feel like the guilds can sort of sort that out between themselves. Now I think you are going to want to split when you get to the final bosses. Unfortunately, we haven't got there on the test server, and then at the time of uploading this, I think the Abyssal starts in like 5 or 6 hours on global. So I just wanted to get this out, but we will update it as we get further on the test server, because the bosses are really interesting. So as we can see here, that Irons has the passive damage from support or mage heroes is reduced by 80%, and then we have Albedo, who damage from warrior or ranger classes is reduced by 70%. So it's going to be interesting to see how this pans out, because they did in the notes talk about a linking effect on the bosses. So I'm not sure whether you can just focus on like one of them and the damage get linked, or whether you like get one down to a certain point and they won't go down any further until you get the other one to that point. Still waiting to see. I will have follow-up videos, but like I said, the Abyssal is about to start on global server, so I wanted to get this out, and I will expand on this in future videos. But it looks like you are going to pretty much want to split. I've heard some people say use tanks and then you're good against both of them. I don't think that's like, my personal thought is I don't think it'll work, but if it does, I'll definitely let you know when we start testing it. But the other thing to note here is when I talked about on the map maybe communicating with your guild and what you have, from the previous Abyssal, now I know the bosses are different, but the Isolde and Saurus are just strong boss heroes, and I feel like it might be worth pointing out that if you do have the requirements for those two heroes, being 30 signature item Saurus and a 3 furniture Isolde, maybe you may want to go for the go down that path instead of being pigeonholed into what your side is doing, because obviously damage from support and mage heroes being reduced, the support heroes damage reduced doesn't really bother me, because it's like their support. You're still going to bring the twins, you're still going to bring the Rowans, you know, all those type of things, because they're not really doing damage, so that's not really an issue. But it may be worth, if you do have those heroes, focusing your damage, being the Saurus and Isolde, maybe bringing them and focusing on dealing damage to the what's his face, the Irons, and then letting the others focus the mage damage on the Albedo, because Albedo is going to be that tough one, because you can't bring the warriors or the rangers against her to get some massive damage. So it will be interesting to see. Anyway, I went a bit too deep into that because I will cover it in a future video. But yeah, just consider the side you're on, but also consider the heroes you have, and have a chat with your guild if you're in a community, if you're in a group that has good communication. If you're not in a group that has good communication, probably best just to stick with the side that you're on, going with that class. But that is pretty much the general gist of the pathing, and then what you want to take. Up here we do have White Sushi. This bit on the left is really notable. He basically talks about how you can start with your strongest campaign teams to clear stages easier. The thing with this is, yes, you do have a mix of supports, tanks, and all that sort of stuff, but the thing is, once you get them down to 0 stamina, which will happen very quick on the first day, then once you start getting the essence, so basically with these teams you can use them as long as you're going to keep getting them to 0, and then once you start building up your relics, then you can just get them to 0, drop the hero, put in the hero you want to use, and then let them generate the stamina. Hero you want to use being those celerity or sorcerer heroes, respectively. So he gives an example of like the heroes you want to choose depending on which one you're going with. Now obviously it's going to be different either way, depending on what you have and all that stuff. These are just some recommendations of heroes, and as you can see, sort of towards the end you start getting those supports in there. For me, I don't have enough heroes of the one's class, so I'd start adding supports in earlier and stuff like that. Just depends where you are. And he sees that you get Baron, you get the 5 slots, early you get 5 slots, and Dukes you get 5 slots. So pretty well represented there, and yeah, just a good general idea of what you want to go for. So that's really solid. But yeah, that great tip on the left there, taking your main campaign team in, and just so you can clear stages, and then just swapping them out for the specific class heroes that you're looking to use. Let's go back up the top here again now and have a look. So the rewards, he sort of ticks the ones you want to take. I know Twisted Essence is the good one, but hey, you summon with Pokecoins, so I always go the Pokecoins because it's fun to summon things even if it is just furniture. So that's me personally, but obviously optimally you want to go for the Twisted Essence, Pokecoins, and then the red chests. Even though I say about summoning, red chests are too valuable at any stage of the game to not take pretty much whenever you do it. Then he has a couple little notes. He goes through all the requirements here to actually get your titles. And this one, the general tips on the last one, trying to get Prince, is for the tier 6 settlements. You can you can abandon and recapture the same tier 6 settlement to get all the captures that you need, which is really solid. Then we have Occupy 1 tier 8. You're definitely going to need help with that. Most people definitely need help. And then the damage requirement on this one, once you get a few relics, it should be fine. This is an assumption, I'm assuming, because like I said, I haven't seen people, maybe people are up to the boss, but I'm not there yet. But should be doable to get the damage on the boss, even if you didn't go with the celerity. So we'll have to wait and see. So that one, I'll do more on the damage to the boss thing as we get towards it. Was my head in the way there? Probably was. Rip. Anyway, you guys get the gist. Okay, he has some nice tips here. Save stamina by pathing with 1 to 3 heroes instead of a full team if possible. Just basically saying, if you can, the common tiles, just use 1 to 3 heroes depending on how much overpowered you are compared to them. Don't use a full team if you don't have to. Try to obtain 3 stars because you get the stamina refund. When you get new hero slots, this is a really good one. I really love this one that I think it was Shazam told me in the previous 2 ago, that when you get new hero slots, what you can do is if your best heroes are at 0 stamina, once again you can dump them from the slots. You can remove them from those slots with 0 stamina and then pick them up in the new slots that have 60 stamina. Really strong way to keep yourself optimized on your stamina there. This one I didn't actually know. So I looked in game to try and see where it says this, but I couldn't see it. But connect your tile to the boss and settle for a damage bonus. I honestly did not know that. I couldn't see it in game where it says it, so I'm taking his word for it. But that's cool. I really didn't I always settled myself next to each boss as I got there, just so the guild knew I was there. But I didn't realize it actually brought a damage bonus. So cool tip. I really do like that one. Like I said, I couldn't see it in game where it says it, but I'll take it nonetheless. Garrison a hero on the tile you start, so when you do get deployed, your tile is empty. You can just put someone in that and get some extra essences. Avoid wasting stamina on cursed tiles. Basically, he's like, if there's tiles that you don't think you're going to win, just avoid them. And then he also goes into the tough enemies on the right here. So for me personally, Orthros, Flora, Odin, and Thorin are the big annoying ones that I really hate in this thing. They're all really annoying. Orthros just stalls so hard. Flora, obviously she floats up and she takes time, so she's going to make you struggle to get that time limit requirement of being above, doing it in under 30 seconds, I believe it is. Yeah, you want to have over a minute left. Yeah, she sucks for that because she takes so long to float down and stuff, and then to re-engage her, it's really annoying. Odin is really just annoying with his portals. His portals just, they can be really tilting. And then Thorin, similar to the first two, his revive takes so much time that often he's going to make you not hit that time limit requirement. The tree, Namora, Brutus, and Lucius, obvious reasons. The first two and Lucius all for healing and shields, and then Brutus for his passive. Depending on what you have on your team, these guys can be counted, so not as annoying, but the first four of that list are always annoying to me, no matter what. And then down here he talks about abandon and retake tiles to complete quests. If you're struggling, that's cool, and also sometimes there's just not enough tiles for people to take because the guild spreads out and it gets hard. And then while pathing, abandon tiles you move off from to save settlement slots. So basically, if you're pathing, you're on this one, you go to this one, you then abandon this one and go to the next one. But don't do it in like early pathing progression, like when you're going pathing towards bosses, because you want your teammates to link up with you as well. It's more when you're spanning out to get your requirements, that's when you can start doing that, is what I would look at. Like I said, then he goes through this. Then he goes through getting stronger. He just basically, the chart, I don't know if I can get you guys. Okay, there we go, got zoomed in. But this one, he just basically talks about focusing on one tree, prioritize attack relics, just because, you know, they're going to give you the more damage, but for later relic levels, getting 2 cheap relics is going to be nicer, so that you can start getting those upgrades as you go. And then he basically just has here like sort of the essence calculations of essence per hour and stuff like that. But that is pretty much going to be it for this one, guys. Really nice guide again by White Sushi, does some fantastic work. Like I said, I will cover this more once we start getting in towards the final bosses, and get into how that is going to work. I'll probably also cover the other mini bosses, well, at least the Odin and Namora. They're going to be very similar to their battles from previously. So yeah, that's pretty much all there is. But make sure you get over there, give this an upvote, or I'm not big on Reddit, don't know how it works, so get around White Sushi because he's an awesome dude putting out some great guys. Anyway, thanks for watching. Hope you have an awesome day, and I look forward to seeing the next one. Cheers.